Hello YouTube, today I am going to show you the simplest zero effort self-harvesting vermicompost system. The process to operate this system is to just dump a tray of the organic waste and a shredded newspaper at once and pour a couple of liters of water. That's it. And whenever you need some vermicompost, collect it from the surroundings. It's that simple and is maintenance free. Yes, you heard it right, it is zero maintenance. This system wasn't pre-planned and was made only for hot composting, just because my bucket bin was unable to contain the amount of vegetable and fruit peels my kitchen was delivering. So I just took a 6 feet by 4 feet wire mesh and made a raindrop shape by tying it with the help of a GI wire. Then I brought it into our garden and started dumping the kitchen waste in here, expecting a rich organic compost after a few days. It was just a matter of a couple of days when it started stinking badly. Only then I realized that what I was adding was only nitrogenous stuff in here and there was no carbon that was fed to this bin. After realizing the mistake, 3 to 4 shredded newspapers were thoroughly mixed into this rotting mixture, and there the rule was made clear. Addition of 1 tray of kitchen scraps is going to be succeeded by 1 shredded newspaper. The composting eventually started but was very slow in comparison to the amount of scraps that were incoming from the kitchen, and since I made this very clear to my mother that no degradable thing from our kitchen is going into the garbage, it became a responsibility for me to process those incoming batches of kitchen scraps. And the day arrived quicker than expected. This bin was full and there was no space for any new batch of kitchen scraps. It used to take some 10 to 12 odd days for this bin to get reduced to 75% capacity. I was not at all satisfied with the speed of this bin and wanted to accelerate the process. I decided to introduce some earthworms into this bin from my vermicompost bin. But I didn't have a good number of earthworms at that time, so I couldn't risk their life by putting them in a hot compost pile. But the speed of composting then wasn't satisfactory at all, so I decided to take the risk and I did put only 6 full-size earthworms and 4 cocoons with nearly 1 kilogram of vermicompost which they were living in already. I didn't expect much from them and kept feeding this bin for a couple of months. One day I realized that there is vermicompost lying in the surroundings. I shook the bin a little bit and to my surprise, my earthworms did the trick. They survived, they thrived and were living and eating happily. This incident is 6 months old and it is notable that they survived the Indian summer quite well and multiplied exponentially. I am continuously harvesting vermicompost from that day by collecting the finished material from the bin's surroundings, and I must say that the earthworms never disappoint me in providing this rich vermicompost whenever I want. The system to feed them remains the same. A tray of kitchen scraps, plus a shredded newspaper, plus a couple of liters of water, and that's it. It is the simplest system I ever came across. Even my mother, who used to consider composting as a hassle in her busy schedule, is now very happy with this system. She loads the kitchen scraps from the top and collects the castings from the surroundings whenever she wants. Since nothing is ideal in this world, this setup has got its set of cons as well. But the cons aren't as big as the convenience this bin provides in processing the organic waste. Let me tell you a few cons that may bother you if you set up a similar thing in your garden. Number 1. Rodents can easily attack this bin if you include cooked food, dairy products, meat, or some unusual thing which might attract them. Number 2. Neighboring plants and trees will surely extend their roots in or beneath this system. So you need to keep this in check if you really like to keep your garden well maintained. Or if you are like me who likes to keep it cluttery, you need not bother about this issue. Number 3. Seeds from vegetables or fruits tend to germinate easily in this bin due to the seamless availability of excess air and nutrition. I simply plug them off and load them back from the top. Not a big issue. Number 4. It looks ugly and it attracts flies when you add some rotten organic matter. Due to this, your neighbors may want you to remove this from their visibility. In my case, I've grown this big basil plant to prevent my bin from being visible from the road or to the neighbors. More or less, I find this bin perfect to recycle your organic waste quickly and efficiently. Harvesting vermicompost is not a hassle anymore. That's it guys, please like this video if you found the information helpful and do subscribe us for such informative videos in the future as well. See you then, bye bye.